Hey, Blue Table fans! Janine here, and I'm with Thomas. And we are going to talk to you about some of the starter armies we just made that are going on sale. So Thomas, tell us.
Okay, so first off we've got around 1,000-point Blood Angels army. It's got a Land Raider Redeemer, and it's got the mounted sponsons, so you can take them on and off. And it's got some freehand stuff painted on there. It's a pretty nice looking tank. It's got a land speeder with just a couple of weapons magnetized. It's got the multi-melta that's magnetized, and also a heavy bolter magnetized. So you can kind of choose between the two there. It's got a 10-man Death Company, Power Sword, Thunder Hammer, 2 Power Fists. Of course, these guys all have, it's kind of fun, they all have the bolters on them because Death Company are relentless, so it kind of maximizes your firepower before you go into close combat. There's no Infernus pistols in it, but you should be able to do some stuff with a Land Raider. The idea is that they ride in the Land Raider or whatever. And the HQ is a Librarian in Terminator armor, so he fits perfect in with the Death Company in the Redeemer. I believe that Redeemers have 12 spots, but they should be able to fit all in there. Then there's a 10-man Assault Squad, and it's got a Sergeant with a Power Fist, and a couple of...
and a freehand banner.
Yeah, and a freehand banner, and a couple of Meltagun guys. And the fun thing about this is that each one of these guys is magnetized because he's standing up off the base. So for the ease of transportation and protecting the miniature and whatnot, you can take them on and off the base. But they also look like they're kind of jumping in down from the sky, which is kind of a fun effect.
They all have custom resin bases that are made to look like sandstone, right?
Yes, yeah. All of the bases are some custom-made bases that we have here at Blue Table. That we make here. So, yeah, they're Blood Angel. They all have Blood Angel shoulder pads for the Assault Squad.
All right, next army.
Next army, we've got 2 different Space Marine all-terrain armies that we've taken and built into 2 starter armies. This is a 1,500-point army. I believe this guy is 1,535 if you have the right combination of stuff going on in it. We have a 10-man Assault Squad with a Power Fist, another 10-man Assault Squad with a Power Fist, and a Combat Shield, giving the Sergeant a 6-up in bone in close combat. So those will be your fast attack choices. Then we've got 2, and the fun thing is that about every unit in this group, every squad, is that they're 10-man squads, which with Space Marines allow you to combat squad into 2 separate 5-man squads. So every one of these things here can be very versatile. If you're talking about a kill point mission, of course you keep all of your stuff in 10-man groups, and that means you have fewer kill points. Or you can split them up and have more troop choices or more choices that can move around and attack different targets if you're not in a kill point game, an objective mission or something like that. So a lot of versatility there. We have 2 tactical squads, one with, or both of them have regular sergeants, just a chain sword and bolt pistol, and then we've got a plasma cannon, Meltagun. So that's 180 points, and then for the exact same number of points, we just went with a Flamer, which is a free upgrade if you have 10-man tactical squad, and a las cannon for 10 points. The HQ miniature is our ABR, Space Marine Captain, with a Power Sword and a bolter, and Iron Hail, and we kitted him out for our point values anyway with an Artificer armor upgrade. It's 15 points, but obviously that's something you can decide whether or not you want to do when your points costing out your army. The elite choice we chose to do was a Stern Guard unit, so every one of them has a white helmet, and Stern Guard, of course, have special ammunition. And then we gave the Sergeant a Power Sword, in this case a Power Axe, and a Bolt Pistol to give him a little bit more of a close combat edge, so when he charges into combat, he'll have 4 attacks, and that's kind of nice. And a Plasma Gun, just to give him a little bit of extra oomph against a heavy armored unit, something that has an AP2, or a 2-up armor save, like Terminator or something like that. Finally, we have a Devastator Squad, which is kitted out with 3 missile launchers and a heavy bolter, and of course it's 10-man with the Sergeant with Signum, so you could split it up into 2 separate forces. Well, this is a more expensive thing than, say, your Long Fangs or whatever. This is a lot of firepower right here, and it's got a lot more survivability, numerically speaking, than any kind of Long defending unit because there's 10 guys instead of 6, and you also could split it into 2 different units, so people would have to differentiate who they're going to fire at. Also, we have a twin-link las cannon, Razorback, and Rhino that can be kitted out with various upgrades like extra armor or whatnot. And they could go as dedicated transports for any one of the units except for the assault squads, because the assault squads have jump packs. That's the one army.
All right, and army number 2?
Army number 2, this one's exactly 1,500 points on the dot as we kitted it out, but you could always change it around. This one we went for a lot more heavy tank.
There are 5 tanks in this army.
Yeah, 3 Razorbacks with las cannons and 2 Rhinos, and that means that every unit that can have a dedicated transport has a dedicated transport. We got a perfect group for a Razorback here. We've got the company command squad with the company champion, 3 guys with bolt pistol and power sword. One of them carrying the company standard, the apothecary, of course, and then the captain with a power fist for the HQ. Then we have 2 tactical squads. They are actually identical to the tactical squads in the other army. One of them's kitted out again with a melta gun and a plasma gun, and the other one's with a las cannon. We kept the same elite choice as well. We have 10-man Stern Guard squad with a power sword and a plasma gun, and then the same Devastator squad as well. So this one gives you a little bit more tank. This gives you more assault marine, but they're both fairly balanced lists. Really great starter armies. For a regular Space Marine Codex, I can't think of a better starter army for 1,500 points.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ah! Hey, I don't know if I could do this one-handed camera thing. I keep trying to get closer, and that's a bad idea. I don't know if my arms are actually long enough for it. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm going to show you a preview. You see this table over here? Oh, not this one. Part of this one and part of this one. This is all the stuff I need to unbox. We got some sisters in here, chaos, orcs, all sorts of goodies that I just need to go through. So that's coming up in trade stock, and make sure that you keep checking our website. I'll put a link in the liner notes because I put new stuff up like every single day because we've got a ton of stuff coming in. So anyway, thanks.